What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me here on Feature Junkie. My name's Ed, and today we're going to be checking out the new movie, John Wick Chapter 4. Directed by John Stahelski, starring Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Lance Reddick, Donnie Yen, Ian McShane, and Bill Skarsgård. Man, there is just so much to talk about in this movie. I can't wait to get into it, but before I do, if you could leave a like down below, I'd greatly appreciate that. Now let's get into the plot courtesy of IMDb. John Wick uncovers a path to defeat the High Table, but before he can earn his freedom, Wick must face off against a new enemy with a powerful alliance across the globe and forces that turn old friends into foes. Okay, so I just saw this movie last night, and I gotta say, there's some things I liked, there's some things I didn't like. If you're a John Wick fan and you're a fan of the whole entire franchise, you're gonna love this film. There's so much action. There's really cool, choreographed fight scenes and stuff like that. But if you're not a fan of that franchise, yeah, this one's going to be a little bit difficult to kind of suspend your disbelief. So in the previous films for the John Wick franchise, these movies are just over the top, really dramatic, and this movie is really no different at all. I feel like comparing it to the other ones, it's not my favorite, but it's still really good and it holds really well within that franchise. There are a lot of brutal fight scenes and kills in this film. I think people are going to love that, but for me, honestly, I never thought I would say this before, but I feel like the fight scenes were just too long. Like, there is dialogue in this film, and surprisingly, there's a story about friendship behind it all, but I would have liked to seen more of that, to be honest, than a long, drawn-out fight scene. It just really felt like they were just trying to one-up the last movies, and the only way you can do that is just make it non-stop, and that's what it is. And for most people, when they come to see a John Wick movie, this is what they're getting into. Keanu Reeves does an amazing job as always, and if this is the last time he plays the John Wick character, I gotta say he's going out on top. And then you have Bill Skarsgård in this film, and he really plays that wimpy, hungry for power type of character really well. I didn't expect him to go that route with the evil villain in this one, but he does it really well. And I gotta say, for me, my favorite character out of anyone in this film had to be Kang, played by Donnie Yen. I might be mistaken, but I don't remember him from the other films, but he's a blind assassin. In this film, man, he is just ruthless with his kills. And it's no spoiler that him and John Wick would have a fight in this film, and he really feels like a challenge to John Wick. Like, throughout the other films, there's just always been like John Wick's Baba Yaga. Like, no one can touch him. He's just this menacing, form of a person, but this guy really pushes him to the limits in the fights, and I really do like that dynamic. But I really want to touch on real quick is the choreographed scenes. Again, if you're not suspending your disbelief in these films, you're gonna have a problem with how many people are just in the background not shooting at him or just doing this, waiting for them to get beat up. Like, it's just so crazy. And there's this one scene where John Wick is doing donuts around this group of cars and he's just shooting them, and these assassins who are trained to kill can't even get one shot at him. It's just, to me, it's just so crazy. But again, it's a John Wick film, and for me, it was a tad bit too long, but I would still recommend for you guys to see this if you're a fan of the franchise. But I want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, if you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, hit that notification icon down below so you know when I'm going live or dropping new content. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today on Feature Junkie.